Speaker recognizes Representative Hovey-Wright.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to speak against Senate Bill 865. The people of Michigan made it very clear that the emergency manager law known as PA4 was undemocratic and an overreach of power. Sponsors and supporters of this bill are showing incredible disrespect for the clear wishes of voters who clearly turned down Proposal 1. This substitute, Senate Bill 865, has been justified by claiming that things will be better under an emergency manager. I represent Muskegon Heights, where the entire school district was taken over by an emergency manager 1 year ago. I've had conversations, many conversations with the emergency manager, asked for information, which I never got, made visits to the schools, talked with teachers who were there and who left, and with other community people who had major concerns about what they saw in Muskegon Heights public schools. I am here to tell you that though the students do have a school to attend in Muskegon Heights, it is not better. No one disputes that Muskegon Heights School District was in deep financial trouble and academic trouble, and that the board and the administration made some serious mistakes. But no one is talking about the role that this state and this legislature has played in their demise. Republican-controlled legislature dramatically cut the foundation grants to schools, eliminated small class size grants, and declining enrollment grants. Urban school districts are in a lose-lose situation due to their declining population, and this dramatically affects their financial survival. When the state gave the district a $7.9 million loan with only 1 year to pay it back, they put them in an impossible situation. And they refused, despite my efforts, to renegotiate a longer payback. The district was then turned over to a for-profit charter school. And I have some severe issues with for-profit schools because the incentives are wrong. The incentives are to not provide services so profits can be greater. So a beautiful 10-year-old high school was leased to a charter for $1 a year, while the residents continued to pay very high taxes to cover the bond. This is not better. The high school library was closed and books remain in boxes, so the for-profit charter can make $1 million per year. This is not better. A quarter of the staff in Muskegon Heights schools have left since the beginning of the year. This is unheard of in public schools. And they left because, I quote, "there is not an environment for learning." This is not better. One high school classroom has had substitutes the entire year. This is not better. People say, just give it time. But the attitude of the charter and of the emergency manager is that they can do whatever they want, and they do. Nobody can stop them. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. And it doesn't take much to trigger a preliminary review to substantiate a financial problem. Chief officer can request it. They can be a week late in paying wages. Or they can be in a deficit at year end. How many cities and townships and school districts have been in that situation? Many. I must admit,
Speaker recognizes Minority Floor Leader Siegel for a point of order.
Mr. Speaker, according to House rules, we are supposed to be listening to our fellow colleagues, and while we have not had an opportunity to debate this in committee, I would ask my colleagues to take their seats and please listen to my colleagues on this legislation.
That is not a proper point of order. However, colleagues, I have requested that and noted that we do have members speaking and would appreciate your attention. Thank you. Speaker recognizes Representative Hovey-Wright.
I will acknowledge two improvements in this bill. One, that the state now pays for the emergency manager, and two, that there is a path to end emergency financial management. But what is really important is that this new bill does nothing to make things better for struggling schools and cities and townships. It just gives them, as Representative Stapleton said, 4 poisons to pick from. And in addition to that, Senate Bill 865 is a huge power grab for the administration. I urge you to vote no on Senate Bill 856. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative.